Hey Bulldog fans, welcome to a special presentation from the Bryant Sports Network. My name is Tristan Hobbes, and I'm joined by the new head football coach of the Bryant football program, Chris Merritt. This is part one of a three-part series in which we'll introduce you to Coach Merritt and get you an idea of what we can expect for the upcoming 2019 season and beyond. Coach, first and foremost, welcome to Bryant and congratulations.
Thanks, Tristan. I'm excited to get here and excited to get the work started.
It seems like December 21st was such a long time ago. It's a kind of an awkward time of year because of the holidays, because of all the things going on, but now you're back and it's time to get going.
It is. Yeah, I was here a couple days last week during the break and felt like I was running on the beach. I wanted to get after it and get at it, but not a whole lot of people around. But now everybody's back on campus and things are rolling pretty good.
So part one of our series will kind of delve into where Coach Merritt has come from to join us here in Smithfield. You started at Indiana as a four-year letter winner at Indiana, then Eastern Illinois was your first coaching stop there in FCS ranks. Just talk about your time in Indiana and your first stop at Eastern Illinois, how that kind of shaped where you are now.
Well, my time at Indiana, I didn't realize how good I had it until I left. You know, I was born and raised. I walked on to IU, ended up playing for a great college football coach, Bill Mallory, and after my first year playing, I was awarded a scholarship and finished off my career there. Learned a lot as an adult there, learned a lot about college football, and I didn't realize how good we had it until I left, and then I saw how good we had it, and that carried with me the rest of my career.
Eastern Illinois, then you went to Thiel, and then what drew you to Germany? You were a head coach there for a number of years.
Yeah, after coaching it a year for Eastern Illinois, I got the opportunity to go back and play, and I received a phone call, and I was young, single, didn't have any kids, took the opportunity, went to Europe, played for a couple of years, but then I got the opportunity to get into coaching over there, and it at a great place in Hamburg. The NFL Europe came in and took us over eventually. They became the Hamburg Sea Devils, but it was a great situation. The Hamburg Blue Devils at the time was what they were called. Best team in Europe, best organization, and I grew up as a coach very quickly there.
Your first head coaching experience there, and what did you learn the most about? You talk about growing up quickly. What did you learn the most about yourself in that time period?
That I had a lot to learn. You know, I was a young football coach that because of a tragic situation, the head coach passed away. I became the interim head coach, and I got thrown into the mix of having to do it. And it was then that I realized I didn't know half about being a head football coach. So I learned very quickly by doing, and we had some success, and that kind of catapulted me from there.
How much did that do you take those lessons that you learned in that period where you were just learning so much about yourself to where we are now?
Yeah, I think that, you know, people use the term losing. I call that an opportunity to learn. And, you know, when you make a lot of mistakes, you learn from them, and you learn not to make them again. And I think if you're a coach that's worth your weight in salt in this profession, that's how you do it. And I learned the hard way early.
What drew you back to the States?
Yeah, you know, listen, football was great over there. I had a great time. I still have a lot of contacts and a lot of respect for the people in the league. But, you know, wanted to get back into college football back in the States. So when Thiel College called me and gave me the opportunity to go back in 2000, that's what I did.
And how did that kind of catapult you to then all of a sudden now you're the head coach at Christopher Columbus for 18 seasons? How did that time at Thiel kind of shape how you kind of made your next move?
Well, it got me back into the network. It got me back into the college circle, which I had been out of for a few years. But it got me on the road recruiting again. It got me into high schools. It got me into building those types of relationships.
18 years at Christopher Columbus. In that time, you've also worked with Team USA. How much did you enjoy that? You talk to anybody that's ever had a chance to represent their country or be a part of something like that. They always speak so highly. What was your experience like?
Sure. Listen, when I lived in Europe, that's where the Americans and the Europeans are different. There was so much pride, national pride, in being involved in their national team. Here it was a little bit different, but having the opportunity to represent your country in what I think is the greatest sport in the world was an honor, even at the junior level, at the youth level. But it was a great opportunity to meet a lot of coaches from around the country. And that's where I've built a lot of my network, and that's going to help me now here at Bryant.
for those, I'm sure a lot of people that are Bryant fans maybe have not watched an international game like you coached in the juniors and the U19s. What was the most unique thing about that for you?
Well, I knew what kind of football was over in Europe already, and I think I enjoyed being with the Americans when they realized that they do play football in other parts of the country. I know we've got a couple kids at Bryant here who already are. We have a young man, Mr. Schmidt, I believe, who's a German young man who came from the leagues over there. People don't realize how many players in the NFL have come from Germany. Konstantin Ritzman, defensive end that played for me, Bjorn Warner from Florida State here recently, he's actually went to Connecticut, a prep school in Connecticut. So there are quite a few European players that are out there. It might even open up an avenue there in recruiting.
And now you produce so many collegiate players from your program at Christopher Columbus, over 100. What was that experience like for you to be in a program that not only was successful, but was successful in getting kids to the next step in their lives?
Sure. You look at the development of a young man from the ages of 14 to 22. I've been doing it successfully on the first half of those years at Columbus High School. I was at a great school, 1,700 all boys, shirt and tie uniform, very disciplined, strong tradition. It was really a good job before I got it, but I think that in the 18 years there, we were able to make that more of a consistent top three in the state program that battled for the state championship every year, and that was our goal. And just having kids get drafted, having kids win Super Bowls later in their career gave me a lot of pride as a coach.
It's an incredible accomplishment, but you talked about in your press conference and after your press conference about the want now to get back into the collegiate ranks, and here you are. It's almost come full circle for you. That must be really exciting.
It is. It's always answered the question, the what if for me. What if I had done this earlier in my career? Listen, I had a great situation in Miami. I cherish those people. I cherish the situation I was at. But it was the right time, and I didn't know if it was ever going to pop for me again. So when the opportunity presented itself, I wanted to jump all over it and take it, and I'm excited.
Head coach Chris Merritt, that's the completion of part one of our three-part series. When we come back, or tomorrow, we'll hear part two, and we'll talk to Coach about his offensive, defensive philosophies for the year to come for the Bryant Bulldogs.